This is Aaron Wallace here at Balance Your Fitness, here with another great expert video to be able to talk about, we're going to talk about shoulder injuries. A lot of people end up, as we get older or as we play a lot of different types of sports, especially sports like baseball or swimming where our arms are going over the head, we put a lot of stress on our shoulder joint. And that's very important to be able to go and realize how we can go and help to avoid these types of injuries, because shoulder injuries are a lot of times more debilitating than what most people think, because we don't realize how important our arm and our shoulder is to the basic function of everyday life until we start to injure it, until we injure our body like that. So what we want to be able to start off with and understanding the mechanics of the shoulder is to understand our posture. So in previous videos we talked about how the posture of our body, so if we're talking about standing upright, as we start to flex forward, that alters the rest of the posture of our body, from our head, shoulders, hips, knees, all the way down. So if we were to talk about the shoulder in specific, we can go and think about the actual range of motion of the shoulder. If I go and start to bring my arm up while I'm standing straight, you notice I have a really full range of motion. I can be able to reach behind my back. If I were to go and start to have a little bit of a forward flex posture like this, my arm really can't raise as high, and it ends up putting a lot of stress on my shoulder when I try to do that. So what happens when this happens is it creates basically an altered biomechanical motion inside the shoulder joint. So if you think about what the shoulder is basically a capsule, kind of like a cup shape like this, and your humerus, or the upper arm bone, fits right into that shoulder, and then it can move up and down like this. But if we were to think about if our posture has changed, it's actually going to alter how that moves. So it's going to go and bump up at the top, or kind of grind into the socket, which is not supposed to do, and it can cause a lot of pain and injury and discomfort. So one of the ways that we can go and help avoid this is being able to help kind of get our shoulders back a little bit farther. And a great stretch and mobilization that we can be able to do is actually stretching out what's called our pectoralis muscles, or basically our chest muscles. So our chest muscles, you see, guys or bodybuilders doing a lot of bench press and flies and things like that to kind of basically get our beach muscles looking good. This ends up actually creating that posture where you see the guy sitting around looking like this. You also can get this posture if you're sitting at a desk all day. So a lot of times young athletes who have to, they sit in class all day, then they have to go and do a lot of overhead motion, whether it's throwing a baseball or swimming. A lot of young female swimmers have these issues as well, because they're not quite as strong as the guys are, and they end up putting that same amount or more stress on their bodies than the guys do, because usually the women can usually kind of go and block out pain a little bit better sometimes than the guys. I'll give you credit for that, ladies. But so we end up putting still that same repetitive stress without as much muscular strength. So a way that we can be able to go and do that is to be able to help get us out of this forward shoulder position. So it can help with a lot of different pain issues. So if we were to start by grasping, you can grasp a kind of like a door frame or a pole in your basement or something, and you can kind of place your hand against the wall, so that way you kind of get a nice stretch from your shoulder all the way through your chest. So you kind of want to turn away from this, and you can start to feel the stretch going all the way up your arm. And what you want to do is you can add some self-manual therapy for this. So you can basically do a massage for yourself to be able to help loosen this up, because stretching can help, but really to get the most improvement is we want to combine it with a little bit of manual therapy. Now, when doing this, I want to put a little disclaimer on this. If you start to feel any pain, any extra pain or discomfort from in the joint or someplace else, again, if you're feeling sharp pains or your hand goes numb or something like that, obviously stop this and don't do it, and consult your orthopedic or orthopedic surgeon or physical therapist or massage therapist that you're professional that you're working with. But we want to be able to make sure that you shouldn't feel extra pain during this. This should actually help to decrease your shoulder pain. If it's not, we need to be able to talk with a professional who can help you out with that more. So you can also call me because I'll be able to help you out with that too. So we can go ahead and stand up straight, and we want to have that good posture, turn away from the arm, and you're going to place the hand under your skin. Okay, so basically it's going to be on your chest, on your skin, so it can basically go underneath your shirt and go up from the sternum, going up towards the shoulder. Your pectoralis muscle starts right in the center of the chest and fans upward towards your shoulder. So right here, pushing upward and going over the shoulder. And this should go, as we do it, release a lot of the tension in that muscle and be able to go ahead and create some flexibility in that muscle to help kind of pull that back so it's a little bit more relaxed. So you want to be able to do that each side, about five or six strokes, and that should be able to go and help create a little bit looser feeling in that shoulder, and help to maintain the proper joint bond mechanics. So that way you're not constantly going and grinding the shoulder into the socket, or compressing a lot of those tendons, or making your rotator cuff work harder, which can lead to tears and strains and things like that. So again, placing the hand on a secure surface, wall, door frame, etc., and then starting your hands on the sternum and going up in a massage, in a firm massage motion, going up towards the shoulder. About 6 to 8 times each side should be sufficient to be able to go and help get a good release, a good stretch out of those muscles. So again, remember that you can go and post your suggestions, comments, questions on our Facebook page, on our YouTube page as well, or you can email any questions at info@balanceyourfitness.com. Always welcome your questions and comments to be able to go and help guide you towards where you want to go for your health and wellness goals. This is Aaron Wallace, CEO of Balance Your Fitness, asking you to live your life in balance.